Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Chi. I am a senior in high school and I make senior year and college content. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do subscribe and turn on your post notifications, and let's get straight into the video. So in today's video, I'll be talking to you guys about everything that you need to know about scholarships. And when I say everything, I mean every single thing that you need to know about scholarships. I'll be talking to you guys about all the different types of scholarships that are out there, what a scholarship is, how to find them, everything like that. Not only will I be talking to you guys, I'll be teaching you as well how to get scholarships, how to get that free money, how to get that coin, because college is not cheap. College isn't cheap at all. College is expensive for no reason. There's no reason why it should be that expensive, but I'll be teaching you guys how to get that free money, how to get that coin. So just stay tuned and let's get straight into it. I've separated this video into 6 different categories. The categories that we have is general information on scholarships, what you need before you start scholarships, what are some of the essay questions that they ask on scholarships, tips while you're doing those scholarships, where to find those scholarships, and then I'll give you guys some of the national scholarships that are out there so you can apply to them as soon as they come out. I have all these notes that we're gonna get through, so let's get straight into the video. So the first category that we have is general information on scholarships. So in this category, I'll be giving you guys the basic rundown on what scholarship is, the different types of scholarships, and the different amounts you can get, all the basics that you need to know before you start applying to those scholarships. How many times have I said scholarships? Basically, I'm going to tell you guys everything you need to know about scholarships before you start applying to them, because you should know all this stuff before you start applying and looking for those scholarships. So the first thing that we have is, what is a scholarship? So I'm going to be giving you guys the dictionary definition and then my definition of what a scholarship is. The dictionary definition of what a scholarship is a grant or payment made to support a student's education, awarded on the basis of academic or other achievements. My definition, plain and simple: free money to pay for school. Free money that you can use, that you don't have to pay back, to pay for your college fees, your college tuition. That is what a scholarship is. So the next thing that I have is all the different types of scholarships. There are so many different types of scholarships. So I just separated into 3 general types of scholarships. The first type of scholarship that we have is merit scholarships. Merit scholarships are usually given directly from the university or the programs that the university provides for their students. Merit scholarships are based off of your college application. You usually are able to get the chance to get merit scholarships when you apply early action for the university that you choose. That means that they base their merit scholarships off of your GPA, SAT or ACT, your extracurriculars, your college application essay, and then your teacher recommendations. So that's what most merit scholarships are based off of. So the next general type of scholarship is financial aid scholarships / grants. These scholarships are based off of financial need, and they find this information out from your FAFSA. So your FAFSA is something you have to apply for when you apply for colleges. A more in-depth definition of FAFSA will be in my college application video, so stay tuned for that. But basically, financial aid scholarships and grants are based off of your FAFSA, so your estimated family contributions. That's what a financial aid scholarships are based off of. They're only based off of your financial need and how much money your family can provide for your college tuition and your college fees. The last general type of scholarship, and in my opinion this is the most important type of scholarship that you need to know of, is outside scholarships. Outside scholarships are given from different companies, organizations, or certain people. Outside scholarships are based off of anything and everything, so they can be based off of your financial need, based off of merit, so your GPA and stuff, based off of specific activities that you've done. There are scholarships for left-handed people, twins, super tall people, super short people, people that wear glasses, people that are part of Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, community service groups, everything like that. That's what outside scholarships are. Most of my video pertains to outside scholarships specifically and everything like that. So the last thing that I have for this category is the different amounts that you can receive from scholarships. I separate it into 3 different amounts that you can get. The first amount is a full ride scholarship. Most full ride scholarships are found in the category of merit scholarships. So when you apply to the school or the programs that the school provides, that's where you can usually get your full ride scholarships. There are some outside full ride scholarships, and I'll get into that later in the video. But for the majority part, most of your full ride scholarships will be in your merit scholarships. Full ride scholarships take care of all or most of your college funding all of your college fees. So most full ride scholarships cover your tuition, your meal plan, your housing, and then some full ride scholarships can give you extra stuff like a laptop stipend, a scholarship to study abroad, stuff like that. The next amount is a full tuition scholarship. So the full tuition scholarship only pays for just your tuition. But that is also very good because your tuition takes up about half of your total cost of attendance for your college. So that's a good thing. And then the last type of amount that we have is partial scholarships. Partial scholarships can range from $500 to all the way about $10,000, $15,000. Partial scholarships can also be renewable, but they can also be one time. Renewable means that you get it for more than 1 year. One time it means that you get it for that one time that you win, and that's it. And then you may have to apply again for it, or you just can't win it again. I hope this category cleared up a few of the confusing things about scholarships, but let's get straight into the next category. So the next category that we have is what you need before you start applying to scholarships. So in this category, I'll be telling you everything you need to get or you need to make. That way your application process runs smoothly and you can apply to these scholarships quickly and efficiently. The first thing that we have is that you need to create a new email. Creating a new email while you're applying to scholarships and even when you're applying to college applications is so beneficial. This is because this email will be used specifically for scholarships in your college applications. That way your stuff is organized and you don't risk the chance of missing any of those emails that can be sent to you by colleges or by the scholarship organization. And it's not getting all mixed up with your Shein or your Pretty Little Things or your Domino's emails. It's organized and it only has your scholarships and college applications. The next thing you need to get is a notebook or create a Google Sheets. This will be used to keep track of all your scholarships that you apply for. You'll be able to write down your due date, the amount, the name of the scholarship, and if you applied or not. When I was applying to scholarships, I used this notebook. I like my stuff written down on paper, so that's why I chose a notebook. If you're more of a computer-based person or you like electronics more, you can choose a Google Sheet. That works perfectly fine as well, but I chose a notebook instead. As you can tell, inside my notebook, it has my scholarship name written down. I don't know if you can see that. It has my scholarship name written down. It also has the due date as well. The X's are for scholarships that I didn't apply for. The checks are for scholarships I did apply for. I have another page as well. I applied to a lot. As you can see, there are X's because some of the scholarships I forgot to do. Don't be like me. But some of the scholarships I forgot to do or I missed the deadline, so I couldn't do them anymore. So I wrote a big X through them. But this is so helpful. It helps so much because all your stuff is organized. You're not worried about missing a due date. You know when everything is due. You can check it off, everything like that. So getting a notebook or making a Google Sheet to keep track of all the scholarships you apply for is one of the top things that you need to do. The next thing that you should get is teacher recommendation letters. You want to have either 1 or 2 teachers that can write your teacher recommendation letters because scholarships do require that. It's one of the things that most scholarships will ask you for, a teacher recommendation. So you want to have teacher recommendations on hand. Also, once your teacher writes your recommendation letter, ask them for a copy of it. That way, if a scholarship asks you to upload a teacher recommendation, you don't have to keep going back to that same teacher asking them to send this in or send this in. You can just send it in yourself. Another thing that you want to create before you start applying to scholarships is a resume. A resume basically keeps track of everything you've done throughout your school year, your jobs, what you're good at, what type of skills that you have. You want to do that because some scholarships do require a resume. I know I had like maybe 3 or 4 scholarships that asked me to put in a resume. My first time doing it, I didn't have a resume to do, so I had to do all of that. And it was stressful because it was like 2 hours before the scholarship due date. So I was rushing, trying to put everything I had down. So you want to have a resume before you start applying to scholarships. On your resume, you want to put everything that you've done. So all your volunteer work, all your school activities, what type of clubs you've been in, community service hours. You want to put all of that on your resume. You want to put everything you've done from about middle school all the way up to your high school senior year. This makes it easier as well because some scholarships don't require a resume, but they require you to put down some of the extracurricular activities that you've done. So if you have your resume with you, you can just copy and paste all the extracurriculars that you've done, and it's easier instead of having to remember everything in your brain while doing a new scholarship because it gets tedious, it's repetitive, everything like that. So having a resume is one of the best things to have as well. The last thing you want to make is a general essay. So you want an essay between about 500 to 700 words on basically who you are as a person, what makes you you, things that you've done throughout your year, so like your top achievements and stuff, and you also want to have some of the challenges you faced in that essay. So basically write an autobiography of yourself. This is because most scholarships will ask the same generic questions except in different wording. I'll get into that in my next category, but you want to have a general essay because you don't want to be writing multiple essays for multiple different scholarships. It gets tiring. You want to have an essay that you can copy and paste some of the words from, write it a different way. That way it fits the question, because most scholarship questions are the same thing over and over and over again, using different words or different phrases and everything like that. So the next category that I have is, what are some of the essay questions that these scholarships ask on their applications? This category is pretty short because I'm just going to be listing off the most common questions that I heard on my scholarship applications, but it's going to be very helpful to you guys because you're going to have more of an idea on what you should write your essay on, and you can start writing essays based off of these questions. The first question that I have is, why do you deserve to win this scholarship? The other way that they would ask it is, how will this scholarship help you? The next question is, what is one challenge that you faced and how did you overcome it? Or the other way that they would word it is, tell us a time you failed and what did you learn from it? Next question, what have you contributed to your community? So basically community service hours, if you volunteered at a food shelter, write about that, stuff like that. The next question, what are your career goals? Or they will ask it like this, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? Those are the two ways that they would ask that question. Just make sure you're paying attention to that. Again, this category is pretty short because they usually ask the same questions over and over again on different scholarship applications. So yeah, but the last question is, what makes you unique? Or the other way that they would ask it is, what is one of your unique characteristics? So the next category that I have is my tips to you guys when you're doing your scholarships, like when you're actually applying to these scholarships. The first tip that I have is, make sure you are consistent throughout your whole application. You have to stay organized throughout your whole scholarship application. If your application is all over the place, they will be able to tell. They'll probably not want to read it because it's not executed correctly. You want to make sure from the beginning of your application, when you write your first name, when you write your personal information, to the ending of your application, when you submit it in, that it runs smoothly. Everything is consistent. There's no mistake. There is no grammatical errors in your essays, in your short answer questions, nothing like that. You want to make sure it runs completely smooth. Tip number 2, use every single word that they give you in your essay. If the word count that they give you on your essay is a minimum of 500 words to a maximum of 800 words, you better have 798 words on your essay. You need to use every single word that you can for your essay. If you just do the bare minimum, they're going to see that. They're going to see that you don't really care. If you just do 500 exactly, they're going to be able to tell that you didn't really try. You want to try your hardest on these essays because these essays can make or break your scholarship application. So use every word that they give you. Every single word that they give you, you better use. Tip number 3, make sure that you fill out your personal information correctly. I cannot tell you how many times I filled out my personal information incorrectly. If I didn't look back at the end of my scholarship application and I didn't look back and check everything correctly, I would have lost so many chances. You have to make sure your name is spelled correctly. Your email address is correct. If they ask for your house address, make sure that's correct as well. You need to make sure that your personal information box is checked off correctly because some of those scholarships that you are applying to is based off of your personal information. So like your race, your age. If you write that incorrectly, you lost your chance already. You're disqualified. Trust me, that happened to me before. You really don't want to do that. So make sure that everything in your personal information box is written correctly. Tip number 4, do not, I repeat, do not give up. Yes, it will get tiring. Yes, you're going to get tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again and not seeing any results, but you can't give up. There's enough free money in this world that you can get. Trust me. So don't give up. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep finding those scholarships. Keep applying because the end results will be positive. They will be so beneficial to you at the end if you continue to press on and keep pushing forward. Tip number 5. Tip number 5. Do not sleep on those lower amount scholarships. Don't sleep on them. So those $500 scholarships, $1,000 scholarships, $2,000 scholarships, do not sleep on those. Don't sleep on those. I'm telling you, those are so beneficial. You don't want to sleep on those lower amount of scholarships because they build up. Once you start winning them, they build up. First it's 500, then it's 1,000, then it's 2,000. Before you know it, you've paid off your college fees just by looking at those lower amount scholarships. Also, a lot of people don't apply for those, so you have more chances of winning those. So don't sleep on those lower amount of scholarships. They help a lot. They really do help a lot. Tip number 6, this is my last tip, and this is the last part of this category, but this is one of the most important tips for people that are applying to merit scholarships. So those scholarships that are given directly from the university or the school. If that scholarship is a merit scholarship and you have to do the whole interview process for it and everything like that, you want to find people that got that scholarship before you, and then you can ask them those questions so you have a better chance of winning that scholarship. That is the last thing that I have in this category, so let's get on to the next one. So the next category that we have, and I know everyone's been waiting on this category, is where to find scholarships. The websites, the different organizations to find them, I'll be telling you in this category. The first thing that I would recommend you to do to find scholarships is go on Google. My warning with using Google is that you need to search up the right things to find scholarships that you actually are eligible for. So you want to search up scholarships for blank. That's the prompt that you want to use when you're searching for scholarships on Google. You want to use scholarships for blank. That blank is what you're going to fill in with things that you're specifically looking for. So if you wanted to look up scholarships for juniors, you would search up scholarships for juniors. You can do scholarships for juniors class of 22. Also, you can also search up scholarships for seniors. If you're a senior right now, you can search up scholarships for senior 2021. There are still scholarships open for seniors right now that are looking for scholarships. You just have to search up scholarships for seniors 2021. If you want something more specific, so like for an organization that you were part of, or for one of the characteristics that you have, like a unique thing that you have, you can also search up for that. So you would search up scholarships for left-handed people if you are left-handed, scholarships for tall people, scholarships for short people, everything like that. Just search up with the prompt scholarships for blank, fill in with whatever you want to look for, and you will find it on Google. The next thing that I would really recommend is asking your counselor, or if your school has a college career advisor, asking them for scholarships. This is because they probably know local scholarships that are only made for your county or your state that you can apply for that have a greater chance of you winning because it's only for your county or your state or specifically your school. I know for me, at my school, we had a college and career advisor. I love her to death. She helped me so much to finding these scholarships. She made a whole page of scholarships. So I would really recommend emailing your counselor or your college and career advisor if you have that, emailing them, asking them, hey, do you know any local scholarships that I would be able to apply to? They are there to help you. If you use them correctly, they will help you. If they don't help you, or you don't have those people that you can reach out to, you can always reach out to me. My DMs are always open. I always check my social media all the time. You can talk to me. I'll help you find scholarships for yourself. I'm here as well to be your college advisor. So if you have any trouble finding scholarships, or the people that you're asking aren't helping you enough, you can always DM me. My social media is down in my description box below, so you can always DM me. Now I'm actually going to get into the specific websites that are used for scholarships. I have some ones that I really do like, and then there is like one that I don't recommend. The one that I don't recommend is bold.org, or those no essay scholarships. I wouldn't recommend applying to them because so many people apply to them because they're so easy. So I wouldn't even take the chance of applying to them. Not saying that you can't, you can always apply to them. The websites that I do recommend: goingmerry.com, scholarships.com, fastweb.com, unigo.com, niche.com, and then I also have one for HBCUs. This one is pretty big, the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. That one is usually for your undergraduate degree, but they do have some for high school seniors as well, scholarships if you're planning to go to an HBCU, so stuff like that. But those websites I really do recommend because they ask for your information, so the scholarships that they do recommend for you will be more specific to you and your GPA and your merit and what you like to do and what you plan to do and your major as well. So going on those websites I really do recommend because they have more specified scholarships specifically made just for you. Those are the websites that I really do recommend. That's the last thing that I have for this category, so let's get straight into the last category. So guys, we are on the last category, and this category is pretty short as well. I'll be basically listing off some of the large scholarships that juniors can look towards to applying to. You guys can start looking into these scholarships so that you can apply for them. They're pretty big. Some of them are full rides, some of them are like $40,000-$30,000. So let's start. The first one is the Jack Kent Cook Foundation Scholarship. The next one is the USDA/1890 National Scholars Program. This program / scholarship is for people that are planning to attend an HBCU, that are planning to major in agricultural area or areas that support agricultural and environmental areas. So if you are planning to go to an HBCU and you are planning to major in agricultural, animal science, stuff like that, that scholarship you should really look into. The next one, Coca-Cola Scholars Foundation. You've probably already heard of it. Apply to it. It's actually very good. Next one, Davidson Fellow Scholarship. That's also another good one. The next one is Doodle for Google. This one is very open. A lot of people apply to it because it's not only specifically for high schoolers, but you can also be in middle school and apply as well. If you're very artistic, if you're good with drawing, stuff like that, that's a good one to look into as well. It's about, I think it's like $20,000, so look into that one. But the last scholarship is the Ron Brown Scholars Program. It's an excellent program. Definitely apply if you are eligible to apply to the scholarship. It's really good. If you are in need for more names of scholarships, you can always DM me. My social media is always there in my description box, so you can always DM me. My DMs are always open. So guys, we are at the end of this video. I hope this video was helpful. I really do hope it was helpful. I hope that you took something away from this. I hope this video makes your scholarship application process much easier. If you have any other questions, my DMs again are always open. My social media will be in the description box, so you can always DM me with any of your questions. Make sure, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you're in tune for every other video that I post. Make sure that you like and make sure that you stay in tune for my next video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.